What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Wham Fishing, guys. I'm going to give y'all something I've been telling y'all that I'm going to give you for a while. The kayak walkthrough. So, right here, got the Autopilot 136. And that is what I've been fishing in just about all year. So, come on back over here to me. Alright, so we're going to do a little walk around. We're going to start up here at the front. Guys, you're going to have to I'm gonna have to apologize, not y'all. I'm gonna have to apologize. I have been fishing out of this thing for 4 of the last 5 days, so there is tackle around. There is tackle around. There is line that I've pulled out of the water from that somebody got hung up on, and I pulled their line in and wrapped it up. I've got all my stuff in there, so a little bit of a mess, but I've got everything out here. I've got everything on it. We'll do the walkthrough. All right, come on back over here. Come on back. Come back, come back, come back. Alright, so we will start up here at the front. Up here at the front, we do have our little, Amazon strip lights right here. Starting to need to re-glue those back down or tape them back down. It is drilled into the hole right about there. And it goes inside my red and green lights into our hatch. I did break it off the other day. So, just wires, nothing crazy in here. It does echo a little bit. I do have the stick it in case I need to use that. Don't really need to use that with the spot lock, but I do have the stick it on there. I did, if you notice all this silicone floating around, I did change the 6-inch hatch that was here to an 8-inch hatch, just so I have, got big hands, more room to get in there. So I have changed a little bit up there. Broke that guy off, slam him back on. Alright, so going from there, I do have just, a nice little rope on here. I put this on all my kayaks just so I can tie off to a dock. If I need to use the stakeout pole, I'll use the stakeout pole through those loops. Just a little something just to have on there in case I'm not using spot lock and I just push it off on a dock. I need to tie it off or anything like that. So I do have the heart and soul of this, the driver up here. He does have eyes. He does need to see where he's going. Obviously, you got to have eyes to see where you're going. So, let's say that is the control. And working our way back right here, we have the Eagle Claw. The Eagle Claw folding net. Let's say nothing crazy. I think they're like 35 bucks. It folds up really, really small. Got a nice handle on it. I like it. If it's 35 bucks, if it breaks, oh well. I'll just go buy a new one. So nothing too crazy. And on our tracks up here, we have our Yak Attack cleat. Again, in case I do need to tie off to anything, I have a cleat over here to tie off to. In case this isn't going to work or something, I just need more. I'll tie it off to that. And the permanent location for my sunscreen right down there fits perfectly in there, because that's the second bottle I've gone through today. Not today. This year. So I do use a ton of sunscreen. As if y'all are out in the sun a lot, like I am, long sleeve shirt, the buffs, sunscreen, all of the stuff. Just protect yourself, skin cancer, not anything to mess around with. So going on back from there, we do have our catch board. I'll say the nice thing about the Autopilots is they do have these little tracks right here that are made to hold the catch boards perfectly in there. I do have the insane long one, so we've got that. And I am fishing offshore quite a bit, so I do have my lure retriever right here at the ready. I have used it 3 times today already, so I always have that kind of handy. And coming on over to this side, I do have my Gerber pliers. I'll get my Gerber pliers. My Gerber pliers, see these things right here are 3 years old, and you can still see they're still smooth as anything. As I'm not sponsored by Gerber or anything like that. I just really like these pliers. They still cut everything that I need them to cut first try. They're like $100, but I got tired of buying $25, $30 pair of pliers every 2 or 3 months, so I just bought a $100 pair and it lasts me forever. Normally it sits right there in the rod holder. Occasionally sit right down there, and it does have the little tether on it. I have dropped them overboard a couple times. These things definitely saved me. So. And then going on, it is scoping season, so we have all of our little scope baits sitting right here, or at least scope jig heads ready to go, sitting right there. Just in case I see some fish and the opportunity presents itself where I need to do something like that, got some stuff there ready to go. So coming on over, to the live scope. We have just this is a Hobie H ball, Hobie like 1.5 H ram ball, whatever they are. And then this is a Scotty, just the piece right here, and it's attached to the Summit Marine, little Summit Marine live scope pole. They're only like $100. I think it was 120 or so, and it does everything I need it to do. Let's say drops in the water, picks up out of the water. It's nothing too crazy. It does everything I can ask for it. So does everything I need out of it. So can't beat it. Until I get to like super serious live scoping, you know, Jacob Wheeler era live scoping, I think I'm just gonna roll with something like that. So I'd say it's not too obtrusive. It is mostly out of the way right there. So I do like that. All right, moving back. We have our Solix 10. Did we lose spot lock? Yep. Hang on. All right. I've got the Solix 10 again on the little Scotty, little short arm, and a little Hobie ball down here. This is the Navarre handle. Let's say I just had some waves come through. The Solix weighs almost 10 pounds, so let's say obviously it holds it just fine. It takes some serious stuff to actually break that, or me worry about anything snapping that off. But the Navarre makes some awesome stuff for your kayaks. I have a lot of Navarre stuff on my big water. Got a couple pieces on the Autopilot, and then so we will move. Obviously, got to have the life jacket. Can't be out here without the life jacket. I'm gonna drop my phone in the water. Just kidding. I will drop my phone in the water, and everybody's gonna be like, "Ah, I told you so," but not today. So hold on. Before we get all the way back there, we have the Yak Attack Ox Bag. Let's see. I love this thing. Best like 50 bucks, 40 bucks, however much they are. I put into this thing. So it's got a nice zipper pocket right there. I've got some Sharpies and identifiers and spare Sharpies, spare identifiers. I got more identifiers up here, and we'll tuck those in there. So let's say it sits right here. I don't have anything else going on right there in that section of the kayak anyway, and I do love that thing. All right, so moving on back, look at all this tackle. All the tackle have been offshore. Can you tell I've been offshore fishing? 10-inch worms, burritos, spoons, hair jigs, all kinds of stuff. Ledge buster spinner baits, all kinds of fun stuff down there. All right, whoosh. Under here, this is the battery for the live scope. So everything for live scope is removable. I can take it out whenever I'm done with it for the day. I don't have to leave it in here. It's not permanently mounted, anything like that, which I like in case, you know, I need to go offshore fishing or anything like that. And I'm not going to bring live scope. Let's say this is just a little $10 Harbor Freight. $10 Harbor Freight dry box. Oh, there we go. More Yak Attack stuff. Did put some this is how the cables go in, the little Yak Attack through-hole kits. We've got a handful of those. We've got Yak Attack through-hole kit there. Got one down there for the front lighting. I've got it on that side and that side of the box. I believe that's all the I believe that's all the Yak Attack stuff, all the Yak Attack through-holes that I've got floating around here. So, all right, we're halfway through. There's a lot of talking. Get our live scope back in there. You know, sits right inside there whenever I'm not using it. Sits right inside there whenever I'm not using it. Everything's folded down, kind of out of the way. Nice and slim. All right, so going on back. We'll keep that guy folded forward. Throw my phone in the water again. And this is the Yeti Go Box 30. Fits perfectly back here in the Autopilots. It's perfectly back here in the Autopilots. Let's say holds all the stuff that I need. Let's say this is more storage than I need on this thing, but I like it. I like it. It's a perfect fit in here. So also before we open that, bug spray. I live in the South. There are mosquitoes. There are biting flies. There are gnats. There are all kinds of things that want to eat you. That helps. So that's my little storage spot for the bug spray. And I can just reach right behind me and grab it whenever I need it. And I need it a lot. That's why they're both almost empty. All right, into the go box. Into the go box. So right up here, I've got some hooks, just a spare pack of hooks, and more identifiers up there, more identifiers than a Sharpie. Never know when you're gonna need an identifier or a Sharpie whenever you're out fishing these tournaments and everything. And on the one side of the go box, I have tackle. There's a couple jigs in there. Normally all those crankbaits and all this stuff that you see is inside this box, but I've been using it all, so it has all made its way outside the box and into that little storage tray. And down here, this is just soft plastics that I'm using. Probably should throw those today. I have been throwing those today. There's only 2 left. And it's just a bunch of random stuff that I'm out here on Harris. I know Harris pretty well. I don't need to bring 50,000 pounds of soft plastics. Just got to use some stuff that I'm going to play around with and keep it kind of simple. So, all that stuff in there, and random shaky heads floating around. Never have too many shaky heads. And I think there's my scale. Got the scale in there as well. Normally you hang like right there. Normally you hang like right there. All right, and my tackle tray. This is like my day use tray. This is stuff that I'm using pretty regularly whenever I'm going somewhere. Not the batteries. The batteries came from underneath the tray. So this is the stuff that I've been throwing this past week. I've been playing around with. I tried to throw buzzbait, threw some football jigs, wobblehead, threw some smaller crankbaits. You can tell I like throwing jigs and spoons and crankbaits. So a little bit of random stuff. Let's say I've got spare line for my shaky head, leader for my shaky head, spare hooks for the crankbaits, some little Oshikara heads. I'll hook myself in the spoon over here. More crankbaits, spare crankbaits, stuff like that. More big spoons. Can you tell that it's summertime? Can you tell that it's summertime? I got pegs. I need to come through and organize this, but again, I've been fishing too much, if there is such a thing. So underneath the tray, the batteries are supposed to be underneath the tray. All right, so underneath the tray here, we have, first and most importantly, our first aid kit. Gotta have a first aid kit. Guys, make sure that you have something in your kayak at all times of first aid related. Never know. Say I had a treble hook stabbing my thumb earlier today. Came flying out of a fish straight into my thumb. Stuff happens out here. So bring a first aid kit, bring something, bandages, wrap, gauze. Just doesn't have to be too crazy. Just bring some simple stuff. And the rest of the stuff in here. Batteries. Never know when you need batteries. Batteries for the remote, batteries for the lights, batteries for all kinds of things. Got spare spools of line. Got 14 and 20. No real brand preference. I'll say Sunline, Daiwa, both pretty good. I've got our radio. If I need to get in touch with anybody, whenever we're fishing offshore, screaming at us, it is charged. Make sure that they're charged. Obviously, if you're going to bring this stuff, make sure that it's charged. You don't want to be an emergency offshore and you take out your radio and it's dead. All right, this guy right here. Those of you that know what this is, y'all know. If you don't know what this is an EPIRB. This is an emergency. What does it stand for? Emergency Personal Locator Beacon. Something along those lines. This is if you have a serious emergency, immediate life-threatening emergency. You can open this guy right here. Yep, there it is. You can open this guy right here. That's the little antenna. And there's an emergency button inside. You can hit it and the Coast Guard will come get you. Hopefully the Coast Guard will come get you soon, but the Coast Guard will come get you. So not something to be trifled with. That's why I'm not going to open it or anything like that. There's an emergency button under there. There's a test button on here, but there's an emergency button under there. If I lose an arm or something like that, crazy stuff happens, I will hit that guy and the Coast Guard will come get me. It's just a good thing to have. They're only, whenever I bought this, they were $300, $350. My life, worth $350. I feel like it might be worth a little bit more than that, but it might seem like a lot of money, but your life is worth it, trust me. All right, so going on from there, spare prop. Never know what happens. You might hit a stump and break an arm of the prop off. Just helps to have a spare. And more jigs, more GoPro mounts, more hooks, just some random stuff that's accumulated in here. But most importantly, radio, EPIRB, first aid kit. I think I just hooked my first aid kit on all my hooks. There we go. Get it back down there. All right. That is the gist of the tackle that I have with me today. All right, we're back out, zoom out. So I've got the 2 rod holders that come on the Autopilot, and then I've added Yak Attack track and Yak Attack rod holders. Gotta have an angled back because it makes you go faster. No. a lot of people have them all straight up. All right, a lot of people have them straight up. I sidearm cast most of the time, so I come to the side for most of it. I don't do too much overhead, so having them angled back matches everything else. GoPro's starting to overheat, so I'm gonna move a little faster here. All right, so then we've got the Yak Attack boom arm. That's where y'all watch all the action from, right up there. So got that on there, and then we also charge the GoPro and everything throughout the day with my Fraybill box. There's not Fraybill batteries in there, they're just random batteries in there. Actually, there are Fraybill batteries in there. So this is the battery box. This charges the GoPro. This charges just random GoPro batteries if I need. It's got, you know, just the day power. All right, GoPro's starting to overheat again on me. So I say, got the Yeti lunchbox, got some water, got some water in there, got some ice in there. Let's say that keeps me hydrated while I'm out here. We'll get right around here. Paddles, gotta have them just in case, again, crazy stuff happens. Just in case something crazy happens and the motor dies or I run out of battery, I can get back to the boat ramp. Then we've got our safety flag. This is the Viz Carbon Pro. So I did lose my last orange flag at Gunnersville, and sorry, I don't want to blow y'all's eardrums out. I had to take the case off because it's overheating. Shout out to John at Yak Attack. I lost my last flag at Gunnersville. It blew off. He was nice enough to give me a Viz Carbon Pro. That's why most of the stuff on here is all Yak Attack stuff. I'd say those guys are awesome. I know most of us have heard of Yak Attack, and if you haven't heard of Yak Attack, you need to outfit your kayak. They are the guys. They have all the stuff. They have thought of it, they have made it, and they have it out there for you to put on your kayak. So coming all the way around, we have our dry storage, obviously wallet, keys, stuff that I need at the end of the day, safety whistle, got some more spare parts, spare prop pin, spare GoPro accessories, sunscreen, lip balm, more on the sunscreen piece. Got almost took a nosedive in the water. And screwdriver, little baby screwdriver to get the battery post and everything undone for the main battery. All right, that is the kayak. That is the 136. Y'all can see that Navarre handle. It is cracked. I do have a new one on the way. I cracked it not from use. I was moving it from the big water to this kayak and I cracked it. So it is cracked. It's still holding everything just fine. But I'll say holding a 10-pound depth finder didn't break it. It was me that broke that. So they are pretty bulletproof. All the way back. That is the Autopilot. We're going to do one for the big water here before too long. But y'all, that is it. I love that. Freaks everybody out whenever I drive around the boat ramp and I'm not in it. That is the Autopilot. I would say I was kind of skeptical on the non-pedal drive kayaks to begin with, but now that I've got one, it's definitely a game changer, especially for your offshore fishing needs. Being able to sit in one spot and just kind of park there and just not have to worry about the wind or the waves or all the jet skis and ski boats pushing you around. This takes care of all of it for you. So, all right. Oh, there's still daylight. I'm gonna go back fishing. So, if y'all have any questions about anything on here, if you see something that I've missed, if you want all of my exact GPS no, you can't have the waypoints. If you see anything on here that I've missed and you have any questions about, shoot me a comment, let me know. I will try and answer it as best I can. I'm not a expert on all this stuff, but I have been using it for a while, so I can answer quite a bit of the questions that you'll have. So, all right, y'all, as usual, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.